Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel where you join me on a beautiful but very windy day here in Miami, visiting a familiar location back at Ikonick The Collection, the private garage of supercars and artworks of Barry Skolnick here in Miami, Florida, and in fact the exact spot that marked my first visit at the beginning of this tour to the US, now over 3 months ago. Well, sadly, we are now getting towards the very end of the Where's Shmee US Edition adventure, so I figured I would return back to have another update, because when I came a couple of months ago to see the new cars that Barry had added to the garage, there was one notable exception, a car that is now back, the Apollo IE. We're going to go and check that out, but not only that, because also here today is my friend DoctaM3 with the car that he has just collected, the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ Roadster Xago Edition. There are only 10 of these in the entire world. They are all unique cars that were launched along with the introduction of Lamborghini's virtual Ad Personam studio, one of just 10 as per the plaque right inside the window there, with 120 hours of paintwork to carry through these hexagonal patterns. So we'll catch up with the doc, have a look at that car and the Aventador Roadster right alongside it, but let's first head in to Ikonick The Collection to go see the Apollo IE and a quick update. Each and every time, it is a truly impressive place to come and visit here at Ikonick The Collection, where there are a few new additions to take a look at, including some artworks like the hawk here spreading its wings, a dominating piece in the center of the main hall. Very, very impressive. We have all of the McLarens. Then last time the Roof CTR3 and the Jaguar E-Type had just arrived. We've got the Golf Porsche supercars here as well. Tucked in back there, the Huayra Roadster and the Maserati MC12. And then look what is back. The Apollo IE. Now, I rode on board with Barry in this car just over a year ago, one of very few that Apollo are making, with a naturally aspirated V12 that sounds phenomenal, the sequential gearbox. The car has been to have some final additions made to it to completely ensure that all is perfect, and you can see that this is a proper race car for the road. The seats are built into the carbon tub, you have all of the harnesses, a very, very low seating position, you have the gull-wing doors, and you have the radical bodywork and aerodynamics back here towards this rear spoiler with the shark fin, a car that is designed following the ethos of animals and things from nature. Look at this exhaust tailpipe back here, but I also love this kind of thing. Along with the car, Barry has the race suit and the helmet and the luggage kit as well, all displayed inside the garage, and I will definitely be doing something like that in my garage as well in the not too distant future. But this is an awesome car to see back here at Ikonick, a very, very cool thing in an amazing gallery and display overall, with all of the different things here to see. Then we venture back to the Ferrari room, F40, F50, Enzo, LaFerrari, Monza SP2. I think this car had just arrived when I was here last time. On the other side, 2 F12 TDFs, 812 Superfast. This is absolute heaven. If you haven't seen the full tour, do go and check it out. But we come through the Ferraris. I'm going to venture straight through the door here towards the Porsche room, where it gets even more incredible, especially if you love your Porsches. Collection of 918s, 911Rs, Speedster, Targa, GT2 RSs, GT3 RSs, even a Taycan, which is quite rare over here actually, Taycan Turbo S and some of the classic Porsche models as well. Then we come back through towards some of the American cars, tucked into the room over here towards the left, where you can see the yellow of the Ford GTX1, the limited run of convertible Ford GTs, Selena 7, Viper ACR. This is a very, very cool place. I think new designs perhaps up on the walls and all around as well. Lots and lots to take in here at Ikonick. Another car that has recently returned is the white McLaren P1. There are 2 in the collection, but the metallic white against the exposed carbon for the contrast looks awesome. In fact, the more time that goes by, the more awesome P1s look. This guy has the exposed carbon wing as well. It's been off to have a thorough service and full go over. It's hard to believe now that P1s are actually about 7 years old, so starting to go through a lot of checks to keep them running. We've also got the classics room just there, and if we come past the other McLarens, we have the 720S, followed by the 2 Sennas. We have the Senna GTR, and then the full carbon road Senna. That is where we get to one of the most incredible looking cars in my eyes on the roads, the cerulean blue P1 with silver wheels, with the navy blue leather interior. That thing looks awesome. Hey Doc, how's it going?
Hey, how are you? Good to see you. It's been a while.
It has indeed, it has indeed. Congratulations on the Xago, first time I've seen one.
Thank you very much. It's been a long wait for this thing to show up. Actually SVJ, I spec'd one about 30 months ago, and it wasn't the Xago then, but here we are today.
It evolved. So I must confess, before today I didn't know too much about this.
Yeah.
But there are the most incredible details on this car.
Right?
It's when you start looking at it and you take in all of these separate things that Ad Personam have done with it,
yeah.
They all add up to far more than you would ever think they could be.
That's the point. And so people will look at this on the internet and say there are decals that are on it, but they don't really appreciate how incredible the paintwork is on this car. It's unbelievable.
Because it has all of these hexagonal designs in it, which is obviously a big thing with Lamborghini. You have hexagonal shapes pretty much everywhere you look in the cars, from the air conditioning vents to the triangular shapes of headlights to, it's always 3 or 6 triangles, Y shapes, hexagonals, and they've done this. I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of this templated skin pattern. Yes,
I call it a dynamic hologram.
Okay.
Because when you look, and the thing about it is, if you look directly at it, it's really hard to capture on film. It's 3-dimensional, and as you move across it, the dimension changes
completely
from 2 to 3, and it also extends beyond what you can see. So there's a little trick, and I guess you have to see this in person. If you look at the main pattern, focus on it, and then quickly look away.
Yes, you see it.
It replicates down the entire. It plays tricks on the mind. It's unbelievable. And to get this livery on this, it takes 120 hours to paint the exterior with this design.
So you have it over the front and rear wheels and in the center of the doors as well.
That's correct.
If I'm not mistaken, all 10 of the Xagos are all in the same white with the hexagonal paint, but with different trim colors.
With different trim colors. So they are 10 different trim colors. So it's one of 10, but since each of them are spec'd differently, they all are pretty unique.
It's one of one overall. So you chose the green?
I chose the green, which is interesting. I'll tell you a little about this green. So this is Verde Speranza.
Okay.
And it is the green, the exact green that's in the Italian flag.
Do you know what? I was about to say, is that what you're going to get to there?
And that's what I get to. And it was kind of a little inspired by the car that I have next to it, which is my 50th anniversary, Roadster. But the interesting thing is this color is used only on one other car in the Lamborghini line.
Yeah.
And it is the Veneno Coupe.
Yes, it's the accents on that. Yeah.
So it has, as a decal, as a line, as a highlight, it's a 2-layer paint version. This is a 3 or 4-layer paint.
Okay.
So that's the only other time they used that green. And so that again made it special.
That's
to put
awesome.
On this car.
I can see why you chose it, and of course you always have the tricolore, the Italian flag on the side. But it's even the green details continue around here. I notice as well through the inside of the carbon wing.
Carbon wing, yeah, and down below. So it really ties the front, the back, and the interior.
Oh, we've got to take a look at this.
Yeah, together.
Definitely. Let's take a look at the interior as well. Oh, block car at the moment. I mean, Roadster, we can see straight through. You've got the targa panels off at the moment.
So, yeah, there you go. So we'll open it up. Now, I haven't removed the protective cover.
Yeah, you need that. Keep it looking immaculate.
Exactly, but you can see they've done, the cross-stitching in the green, the piping. So each of these cars will have a color that complements the exterior color, the contrast color. But the cool thing about my car is, if you notice on the seat, the SVJ is tricolore. And it's really the only one that naturally is going to be that, right? Because we've got yellow, we've got orange, we've got bronze, we've got gold. There's one other green, which is Verde Scandal, which is a highlight, kind of yellow. So it wouldn't quite match. So that's another cool feature that makes it unique for this car too as well.
And I really like the backrest hexagonal embroidery, but it gives you the same color effect as this.
Yes.
They've done that with the stitch to match with the paint.
And it shifts.
Yes, I'm seeing that. I don't know how much of this the camera can pick up, but even the stitch color has this amazing kind of change to it depending on the angle and depending where you're looking at it from.
Yeah, so one of the things, how they came up with this car, because again, my original car was Project Chaos, which we will build.
Okay.
How they came up with this was, of course, we were in a pandemic, and normally, you couldn't even go into dealerships to go and spec your car. So Ad Personam, to spec your car, this was a way to do a virtual spec. And so I went online with them, from the United States with Sant'Agata and spec. They had a car in the showroom, which was the blue one, and we walked around it and we sort of selected the pieces that I want. So it was an incredible experience, different experience.
So I can say that I've actually had a part of this experience myself with the Hurricane STO spec, because I've also done the video call with the car in the Ad Personam studio. Alas, sadly, and I must apologize guys, that isn't in one of my videos because it was kind of the personal spec session. But exactly that, this amazing ability to see every option pointing at the physical car without going there.
Without going there.
And I couldn't believe it was the first time I've kind of seen that or seen that being done. But this was, the Xago was really to celebrate the introduction of that.
Of that, exactly.
Xago itself as a name?
Actually, think about it. Xago, hexagon, take the H, take the E,
okay,
and then you get Xago.
Yes, clever.
And it's even better. So it's inspired, and again, Lamborghini tries to put the stuff together. Actually, the North Pole of Saturn is a weather pattern that's hexagonal shape.
Yes.
And so, you know, all this sort of stuff together, and it's actually pronounced, just so you know, so because we've heard it every single way, and I even used to pronounce it incorrectly. It's Xago.
It's Xago.
It's Xago.
Xago, not Xago, not Xago.
Like zigzag.
Xago.
Xago.
I must apologize then. I've only heard it being said wrong. Yep. It's Xago, the Xago SVJ Roadster. They're all roadsters, aren't they?
They're all roadsters. So 10 roadsters. I even asked, I said, are you going to make coupes? They're like, nope, this is a roadster only. And they did that because they wanted to show off and showcase the interior of the car too as well.
Yeah, so it is.
It takes about 80 additional hours, 80 hours to do the interior of the car.
So it's 200 additional hours of work to make the Xago. That's really, really cool. I mean, the Adversario Roadster is special, and a normal day is one of 50, right?
One of 50, and well, actually, it's one of 100.
50 coupes, 50 roadsters.
No, actually they did it differently. It was 100 roadsters, 100 coupes.
Okay.
And in the United States there are only 24 roadsters and 28 coupes. So, you know,
it's pretty rare.
Pretty rare. There are 4. So the story with this in the US, in North America there are 5 Xagos.
Yeah.
One of them is in Canada.
Okay.
The remaining 4 are in the US. I can tell you what I know about them because I'm tracking these like crazy. So obviously the green is here. The red, which is Rosso Mars, is in Baltimore, DC area, Virginia. And then I just discovered the Parsifae.
Okay.
The other Parsifae is in New York.
Okay, cool.
So there's one more, I don't know what the color is, but it's in the US someplace. So we'll find it at some point. And maybe something like Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
Or we'll find an event where we can get a couple.
They'll get a big couple of them together.
Yeah.
That would be mega. Well, I mean, I've been lucky to experience SVJs a few times, as I'm sure you have. It's an incredible car.
Yeah.
And this is truly the most exclusive and bespoke. It almost makes the 63s seem.
Yeah, and that's
I don't want to say it, but this is.
I know. It's incredible. It's been an incredible journey, and I drive my car, so I'm going to enjoy this. And it's just a special car. I'm happy to add it to the collection. It was great seeing you as well.
Likewise, awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Great we got to catch up, and I'm hoping we'll be able to see each other at Pebble Beach or something in the summer.
Let's make it happen.
Fingers are crossed.
Fingers not crossed.
Always sounds good. 6.5 litres of naturally aspirated V12 in the Xago, like all SVJs, 770 horsepower. Got a bit of shade over it right now, but you can see those hexagon patterns. And what a cool name it is when you know that the Xago is the middle part of the word hexagon. That just works out really, really nicely. So, the crew all heading out. Fender as well. And the Doc is going to be driving in the Adversario as that starts up in the bright green. Slightly different parts that you can see on the 50th anniversary. Different bumper at the back and around the front as well. Slightly more power. They took it up to 720 from the standard 700 horsepower that the original Aventador had. Looking cool with the pinstriping around the front. I mean, this is fairly nice as well, isn't it?
I know. I mean, you can't go wrong. You can't complain with either one.
How long have you had this?
2014, so I expect this one.
Yeah, so you've had it from new, 7 years.
Yep. And I love it. This is still V12, my favorite car.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, you never say which is your favorite kid, so I shouldn't say that because I'm falling in love with the one.
With the Xago. Well, great to see you. Have a good onwards drive.
All right, thank you.
And we'll catch up again soon.
Sounds good.
The sun back out on the beautiful green paintwork. There goes Xago as well. Isn't it fascinating how much deeper the sound of the Xago is than the Anniversarium? See ya! The whole crew has departed. All right then, let's head back inside. Like I said though, always an awesome place to be. You can see the Monza SB2 as well, the grey with the yellow just through there. I think this alligator is new to join the gallery as well. There are so many cool things around. The Porsche race cars, the GT2 RS Club Sport, the GT3 Cup and the GT4 Club Sport. These are really grabbing my fancy at the moment. And the Apollo IE next to all of these awesome cars, but great to see this again. Great to have caught up with the doc and been able to take a look at what I now know is the Aventador SVJ Roadster Xago, 1 of 10, and a really good example of what you can do with Ad Personam as well. For now though, a big thanks as always to Barry. What an awesome place to come and visit here at Ikonick The Collection. But this more or less wraps up the adventure, the Where's Shmee US Edition tour. All that's left now is to park up the GT500 to get things set to leave it until who knows when. More to come on that very shortly, and then get back home in line with the regulations. For now though, thank you very much for watching. As always guys, that's it for this time, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers!